Hey, what's going on, FG fam? Welcome to another episode of the Brooklyn Beats Relocation franchise here on Madden 22 Next Gen Console, and I have added everybody who put in a player properly into the draft class here for this season. If you want a player in the next draft class, you will have to pay attention to all these episodes to when we ask you for another submission, and then we will make a new draft class with all of you guys in it again. But this is the very first mock draft of the season. You can see where your player's projected to go. What do you think's going to happen with your player? What team do you think your player will end up on? But we have a lot to focus on today. We've got 3 games in this episode, so strap along for the ride. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new to help support this franchise nation that we have going on here, this FG fam. I appreciate all of you guys checking out all the content and all the kind words you've had on this series thus far, but it is just getting going as we set our progression and game plan here against the Green Bay Packers, which will be our first opponent in this episode. Not a lot of injuries to really talk about, but we do have somebody returning, and it is our second best player on the entire roster, Trevor Fuller, the rookie out of Arizona State. We're excited to get him back. Let's see how this game hosting the Green Bay Packers has turned out. Aaron Rodgers dropping back on 3rd and goal. He's going to roll to his right, and he's very dangerous when he does that. Unfortunately, the defender just walking away from the pass catcher. That is a touchdown for the Packers. They're up 7-0. Later on, it is Peak, and Christopher Peak makes the throw over to DeAndre Shelton, and Shelton will pick up the first down. Hey, Beats drive, a little bit of movement here of the chains for the Beats, but Christopher Peak just out of reach of his intended target, which was Shelton that time. It ended up in a field goal. Here goes Crawford, and he has been great so far this season. When he's had some room to run, he has really showcased his skills, as he does right there for a touchdown. Beats hanging tough here on a 4th and inches. Crawford's going to find his way for a first down. But later on, a 3rd and 10, going for the screen, and there is a big stop for the Packer defense. That will give up a field goal as well. Packers take a 1-point lead into the half. Coming out of the half, Peak with an opportunity, but throwing into what looked like triple coverage there. Green Bay was just ready for him, and unfortunately that one does not go over well. So Packers with a 21-13 lead in the 3rd quarter. There's a nice throw and an even better move after the catch for the touchdown. Green Bay extending that lead. Look at that, another Green Bay Packer Lacey. This one a completely different one than the one who ate a lot of McDonald's. There's a touchdown late game for the Beats from Patterson, but is it really going to matter much? A 4th and 2 opportunity to stop Green Bay, but instead it's just going to go over to the tight end, Good, the rookie, for another touchdown catch for him. He's had 2. Here's Christopher Peak just trying to get a little bit of dignity back, but instead he will not. He will throw an interception to Darnell Savage. That one just out of reach of his receiver, overthrown, and the Packers come away with a 42-19 victory despite how close it was in that first half. Christopher Peak, not a good game for him. 4 interceptions on the day. He threw 46 times. Crawford was only able to pull away with a 2.5 yard a carry average despite making some really nice plays throughout the game. Shelton led all receivers with 87 yards, so I guess he had the best game of any Beat offensive player for sure. As far as defense is concerned, it was Mentor who had a very nice game in this one, and we'll have some news about him after the game. But Trevor Fuller comes back, gets an interception in his first game back from injury. That is good to see that he is ready and raring to go. But we do lose Mitch Gilchrist in this game. the 23-year-old left outside linebacker. Now, there's the news about Daniel Mentor. He'll have an opportunity to increase his development trait here if we can hold the Cowboys to less than 100 rushing yards, or he gets some kind of special thing as far as a sack or a TFL. So, being as it may, we are now playing the Dallas Cowboys in the next game of the season, week number 4, divisional matchup. This one's going to be tough. There's definitely a lot to defend there, and we've got to watch out for some of their big-time defensive players. Their defense as a whole, not all that great, but some of the individual players there do make a lot of plays. They did get a win against the Texans. Giants and Eagles take a loss within division. Some of the other interesting games here, that San Francisco-Rams rivalry heating up out west. Baltimore killing the Pats, and the Chiefs blanking the Raiders 42-0. But let's get into this Cowboys at Beats game. We do host the Cowboys here. We'll play them in a couple of weeks, but not in this episode for the second time of the season. And Zeke Elliott already there and already eating. He is already running over our entire defense. If it's a big game for him, it's going to be a long day. Here's Brian Crawford. He takes the handoff, and look at the stutter step, and then the move to the outside for the touchdown. Like I said, he has definitely been one of our best players this season. Here's a 3rd and 2, and the throw to the end zone is complete for a touchdown of Michael Gallup, as there is Dak Prescott making a great throw to get that lead back for Dallas. It's 14-7. Here's Peak trying to make a play. Hit as he throws. Actually gets to his target, and that is the tight end. Big pass play and a big catch, as that will move the chains for the Beats. Beats coming down to the end of the half here, trying to make some big plays. Here's Peak throwing up the middle. He's intercepted by Andrew Wingard, but it looked like he had a little DPI on him there. And that is exactly what happened. So Andrew Wingard called for the pass interference. That is going to give a 1st and 10. But now on 2nd and 10, Peak trying to get away. Micah Parsons is there to bring him down. And everybody after Christopher Peak. The offensive line just not up to snuff. There's Bates again. He made the big catch to make this even a drive. And he makes the big catch there to extend the drive. Opportunity for a field goal, and jeez.
What the hell was that?
Absolutely horrid effort on that field goal attempt. And now into the second half we go, where C.D. Lamb makes a play coming out of the break and gets into the end zone to extend the Cowboy lead. And then we get this absolutely horrific, Ryan Moody-esque type of glitch. I have And finally, it's over, and we end up with the football. So we get it here at our own 20 later on, 28-7. Here's a big throw on 4th and 15. It is Dre Fitzpatrick all the way to the end zone, untouched for 6. Reservations for 6 to Chili's. And that is a great throw from Peak. That's the type of stuff we were expecting when drafting him. But look at this. The offensive line just does not hold up. DeMarcus Lawrence forces the strip sack, and it is Micah Parsons to score. Touchdown Cowboys. It is a 42-14 game at that point. Ron Rivera just absolutely fed up with what he is seeing. And it's a 42-14 final score. I don't know why you're taking pictures with rivals who just killed you, Christopher. But it was not a horrible game for Christopher Peak. He threw no interceptions in the ball game, 244 yards and a touchdown. Dak threw for a couple touchdowns, but way less yards. It was Zeke Elliott who carried the Cowboy offense with 35 carries, 259 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Crawford only had 11 carries, but we got so far down behind that it was just a lot of throwing from then on. Bates led us with 93 yards receiving. Well, he had 93 yards receiving and 4 catches. We had 3 catches for Fitzpatrick, who ended up with over 100 yards. So two really good pass catchers in this game. Barnes ended up with a sack. You love to see the rookie defensive end doing something because we're really going to need some edge rushers. We're also going to need definitely offensive linemen, obviously. And Daniel Mentor unfortunately had a humbling experience and will not be getting his dev trait. Looking at the scores for week number 4, you see, obviously, Dallas killed us. The Giants get a win over the Texans. So everybody beating the Texans. We have the Texans coming up next. The Eagles get a win as well. So everybody in our division, with the exception of us, get a win in week number 4. And that's not going to make our life in this division any easier. So we have some prep to do for the Houston Texans. Deshaun Watson, as of now, still playing for them. We'll see how things shake up in Houston. So Deshaun Watson and this Texan offense, definitely tough to stop. Zach Cunningham trying to get ready for our offense as we actually go into Houston for this one. Our only road game of the episode. Here's Deshaun Watson, quick throw. CJ Uzomah does it all after the catch for a big touchdown for the Texans to take the 7-0 lead. Later on in the second quarter, here's Brian Crawford, and he does it again. A stiff arm will get him into the end zone for 6. Crawford, like I said, if we're going to put up points, it's going to be Crawford who is usually on the receiving end of it. Here's a throw up the middle and hit as he throws on 3rd and 4. Incomplete, so we'd have to punt there. 3rd and 17. Very defensive game thus far. The old give-up play by the Beats as they run with Crawford. He picks up a ton of yards, but the ball back in the hands of Houston, and on 4th and 2, it's Phillip. All my homies hate Lindsay as he picks up the first down. There's the throw to CJ Uzomah for another first down for Houston, and now just a yard from pay dirt on 2nd and goal. They're going to throw it in there, and look at that. Defender does absolutely nothing to make a play there. You gotta be disappointed if you are Ron Rivera. So 3rd and 5, a 14-7 ball game in favor of Houston. They have the ball back here in the 4th quarter, and that's a big throw downfield inside the 20-yard line. Houston will no doubt put up at least a field goal on this drive, but there is Peterson to the house. Unbelievable run. And there you go. So Peterson picking up the touchdown run for the Texans makes this one pretty much out of reach unless the Beats can get a quick score and an onside kick pickup. But there's an incompletion on 3rd and 20, and on 4th and 20, Peak getting away. Look at this. He should have been down at least 3 times, but he breaks free, rolls to his right, and chucks one downfield, and it is intercepted. And that's the type of thing that can end up happening when you're in a rush and under pressure. LaMarcus Joyner effectively ends the game, but not a horrid Beats loss here. 21-7. They've lost by way more than 14 points. As a matter of fact, both previous games have been way worse than this. Deshaun Watson didn't play particularly well. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but Peak played pretty horribly with no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Brian Crawford did a great job. Had this game not gotten into a 2-score game, Crawford could have controlled the clock in this one as he had 5.5 yards per carry. Jacoby Stevens had the only sack for us, and we had rookie James Hoffman with an interception in this game, so we love to see the young guys showing out. Obviously, there's a lot of young guys on this team, but we definitely love to see the rookies making some big plays. Looking at the scores for week number 5, Giants beat Philadelphia, so at least one team in our division will be picking up an L this week. Miami with a win in New England. Kansas City continues their winning ways. Vegas continues to find a way to lose. Arizona over Green Bay, and Dallas gets their win this week. We have not been looking at the weekly awards, so we'll do that here. Quick little overview. Of course, we have nobody in weekly awards, but Zeke got in against us in week number 4 with his 259 rushing yard performance, as he deserves, because that's pretty freaking close to getting in that record books. And then we're going to take a look at our total season stats. Christopher Peak, not great, 3 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Crawford with 4 touchdowns on the season, 3.6 yard a carry average. Dez Fitzpatrick leads us in receiving with 248 yards. Shelton's not doing a bad job. The guy who has been very disappointing has been Deshaun Gary, just not finding ways to get open. We have to find ways to maybe get him the football, hopefully. On defense, Jacoby Stevens is the one leading us in tackles. 2 sacks for Damian Barnes. The rookie leads us in sacks. And we have 4 guys with 1 interception, including the rookie Trevor Fuller. Standings on the season, Browns are undefeated at 5-0. Ravens just a game back of them. The Titans are 4-1. They lead the South by a couple of games at least. Into the east of the AFC, the Jets lead that at 3-2. Quite surprising. The Chargers lead the West at 4-1. Chiefs won a couple in a row there. They've won 3 in a row, actually, to get to 3-2. Packers at 4-1 in the NFC North. Buccaneers are the other undefeated team with the Cowboys, so 3 undefeateds all in all. We are the only winless team in the league still remaining. 49ers are 4-1, and the Cardinals are 1-4. So as of now, we are 0-5, and our next episode is going to begin with a game against the rival Dallas Cowboys, who just throttled us 42-14. If you have any score predictions on how that game is going to go, let me know in the comments section. When do you think we can actually pick up a win? We just don't seem to be ready yet. If you guys have not subscribed, make sure you do that. Hit the notification bell as well, because YouTube is weird with notifications, and some of you may not be getting them. So make sure that you do that. If you want to check out all of the franchise content we have for you available on the channel, check out the description for links to my Discord and my Twitch. Come hang out with us outside of YouTube. I guarantee you will have a great time. We love to have a lot of fun here in this FG family. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see some more franchise, make sure you click right here to see some more franchise.
I feel to break somehow.